Hello everyone, thank you so much for stopping by another swatching video. I bit the bullet and decided to take advantage that these new Hobby Lobby's brand Master's Touch watercolors are 40% off this week. Everything Master's Touch, and it can vary store to store, is 40% off this week. So I was super curious because they recently liquidated all of their Winsor & Newton and Grumbacher Academy, just Grumbacher period products, Winsor & Newton products. They all just be gone with them. So I thought I would go ahead and see what all the hubbub was about, and I got to admit, the smaller packaging, these smaller 8 ml tubes, well, curiosity got the best of me. So these are the colors that I got: Opera Rose, Permanent Rose, Lemon Yellow Hue, Gamboge Yellow Ochre, Cerulean Blue, Intense Blue, Emerald Blue, Ultramarine, Indigo, Deep Purple, Indian Red, Burnt Sienna, Burnt Umber, and Van Dyke Brown. Or just Van Dyke, it says there. Alright, and I'll go ahead and name off all the pigment information as I swatch them out to give these colors the best shot. I'm going to be swatching on Beihong Academy, which I love. I love my Beihong paper. 100% cotton watercolor paper. Not all cotton watercolor paper is made equal or looks equal, even with these student grade watercolor products. And if in the end I decide that they're not worth keeping, I'll just pass them on to my son's teachers. That's what I do with everything that I purge at the beginning of the year or at the end of the school year. So no lost here. This is what they normally cost without the 40% off. So for a store brand, I would say that's okay. The Michaels brand Artist Loft is $4.99, so yeah, this is okay. Had they been normal price, like this with no 40% off, I wouldn't have purchased them. I would have waited. But okay, I'm going to go ahead and put these to the side and we can begin to swatch. Okay, so I decided that having you guys up close is the best way. And I know I began with the Opera Rose, but I squeezed out Permanent Rose first. Ooh, so sorry. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and begin. Okay, let's go ahead and begin with the Permanent Rose, which is, yep, PV19. And I love their brushes, so I'm using a number 10 synthetic squirrel brush. Such a nice brush. Michaels makes nice brushes too, so that's one thing I like to pick up when I am in the mall, when they have their brushes 40% off. I'm going to hold all my comments and judgment until everything is dried, because everything looks good when it's freshly, swatched out, right? So I'll leave all of that till the end. But that was Permanent Rose PV19. Opera Rose is next with PR122. Oh my. Electric Rose, more like it. Tried my best to keep the swatch rectangles here equally spaced apart, but I'm sure there'll be a little bit of a wonky difference. You might hear my son playing in the background with his toys and the evening dishes running. Hope you guys don't mind. And I'm swatching out the same way I paint, trying to give these colors the best fair chance. That's a very bright color. Okay, the next color is, we're jumping right into the yellows because I didn't purchase the orange, and I could have sworn I purchased a more warmer red, but obviously I did not. So jumping right into the lemon yellow hue. I'm I'm also not going to go into if it's opaque or, you know, the light fastness or anything like that. I'm not expecting too much of these paints. Oh, looks like we got a bit of peep through from the Opera Rose. That's okay, just need to be more careful is all. There we go. Push that back. Everything looks really good when it's freshly swatched. Alright. The next yellow is Gamboge. It's my favorite yellow across many different brands. Winsor & Newton Professional having their new Gamboge. Oh, it's so pretty. And I apologize. The lemon yellow was PY3 and this Gamboge is PY150 and PR112. That's a pigment I've never heard of before. Mixed with a Gamboge, but it's all good. Okay. Next is Yellow Ochre, PY42. This one definitely looks to be opaque. Looks good going down. They all do, actually. This brush is just so nice to use. There we go. Spreading that color around. Love to see the texture of the paper too. Okay, let me go get fresh water because I'm going into the blues now and I want to make sure I get the cleanest blues possible. Okay. So the first color here, the first blue color is Cerulean Blue. There's no hue after it either, but getting a good amount of it here on my brush. Some of these colors are a bit more harder to pick up than others. This blue seems to be really sticky. Okay. This is PB15, PW6, and PB15-3. I don't remember. It wasn't a good experience, I'm going to be honest, but I don't remember exactly how I felt when I began to swatch out the original Masters Touch brand watercolors, the big, large tubes of watercolor that they used to sell. They no longer have those either. But I can't recall if they were as, I don't know, something weird about the way that went down. I know it looks really good right now, but again, I'm just gonna continue to share my thoughts, but try to keep everything inside until the very, very end so I can give everything a fair shot. It is actually a very pretty light blue. But yeah, that is Cerulean. The Intense Blue is I've never come across an Intense Blue with these two colors before. And now I'm going to be curious to mix it with other student grade and professional level watercolors. This is called Intense Blue PB15 PV23. And if you guys have seen my art, you know I'm very heavy-handed, so again, just swatching out like I would be painting, and I'm always painting on this paper, so it's best to swatch out on the paper you love the most, even if it is a bit more expensive. Okay, well, that was their intense blue. The Cotman Intense Blue is just a PB15-3. The next blue is another interesting one that immediately reminded me of the cerulean blue hue from Grumbacher. So I'm really interested to see how this goes down. And this has PB28, PB29, and PW6. Definitely very reminiscent of that cerulean blue hue color. And I do have, excuse me if I can talk right, I do have my student grade swatches available too for the end of the video so we can compare. You have a bit more color here. They just feel real goopy. Okay. Right, so emerald blue. Okay, let's come over here. All right, make sure you guys are focused in the right area. Ultramarine blue is next. PB29. I'll be interested to see if this granulates, because I do love a granulating PB29. Oh, very bright. Very bright. Very nice. Okay. Let's see how this goes down. First impressions are good so far. All the colors look pretty nice. I'm happy I'm able to do this with natural light too. All right, ultramarine. Not seeing granulation. Don't know what I'm seeing there, but okay, we'll see what happens at the end of the video. All right, next is indigo, and their indigo is a PB1. That's really interesting. Let me just grab it really quickly here. I've never heard of an indigo having, I've never heard of PB1 to begin with, but you know, I haven't dived that deep into watercolor, you know, pigments like that. But yep, PB1, PB15-3, and PBK7. Indigo. Very nice deep color right there, huh? The true test would be how these colors would look on artwork, right? Let's see if they even get that far. All right. Deep purple, PV23. Okay. This color is supposed to be in the intense blue, and looking at the intense blue now and this here now, I don't see it at all. No matter what brand I have this purple in, I usually don't use it on its own either. It's a little too strong for me. It's a go-to though for mixing. Ooh, I'm so sorry. Was I out of frame there? Oh my gosh, I am so sorry if I was. I probably was. Oh, my bad. I'm so sorry. That indigo is drying flat. Alright, so let's see, what do we have here? Ooh, Indian red. Alright, Indian red, show me something. PR 101. Probably shouldn't have had my hands all over this paper, so that right there is not the paper or the paint's fault. That's my fault. So let me try to not do that. So far this is going down velvety smooth. I never used to understand the reason why palettes used to have this color in, you know, included in the palette, in the collection, and now I can't live without this color. I fell in love with it using the Cotman version, and I recently just picked it up through a personal sale for the professional range, Winsor & Newton, and it is outstanding. This here, it looks okay. Let's see how it dries up. It's alright, it's alright. Alright, burnt sienna. PR 101. Ooh. Okay. No. I don't. This is really weird. Very goopy. And again, I'll admit I have had my hands all over this, but this is just, Alright, let me let this dry. Oh, these colors are just drying back. Very cakey. I know. You're probably saying, told you so. I know. Alright, last two colors. Burnt umber, one of my favorite colors to blend with. Ooh, okay. First laydown of color is always pretty. Next time I'll keep my hands away from this area. Okay, this is okay here. Alright, burnt umber. And then the last color is Van Dyke Brown. I didn't pick up a black. I don't know if I mentioned it in the first half of the video, but I didn't pick up a black because I thought I could maybe mix a blackish mix with one of these colors here, and we'll see what happens. Ooh, looks like I picked up a bunch of color in my brush. Geez, hold on. Oh, I apologize. I did not sound off on the pigment information. The burnt sienna is PR 101. Yep, just just that. The Burnt Umber, PR 101, PBR 7, and then the Van Dyke Brown, or just Van Dyke, PBK 7, PR 101, and PBR 7. All right. I prefer more black leaning Van Dyke Brown, and that's because the 5 ml tube of the Paul Rubens colors, oh man, that Van Dyke Brown is deliciously black leaning. So beautiful. All right, trying to give these swatches the best opportunity possible, and oh, you guys, I know. It ain't looking good. It ain't looking good. All right, let's go ahead and mix the ultramarine. I think I have a better chance at a blackish blend. Let me go ahead and pull you guys up. I think I have a better chance at a blackish blend color using this intense PB15 and PB23. I guess I see a little bit of the PB23 right here. Let's just see what we get. Yep, I'll do a little bit of that. I'll even put in a bit of the ultramarine blue and the Van Dyke. Ooh, this is beautifully dark. Okay. All right. Might not dry back as beautiful as I want, but at least for the moment, right? All right, let me see if I can just hold on to something here. Oh, how lovely. Reminds me of a Payne's Gray-ish type of blend, right? Super, super deep. My background here, I really can't keep this very clean for long, so it's all good. All right, well, we have a beautiful, I do think it's beautiful, Payne's Gray-ish inspired mix here. So this is the Intense Blue, that one right there, Ultramarine, and the Van Dyke Brown. All right, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and let this naturally dry, and we'll come back for the peel reveal. I'm pretty sure you guys can already see what's happening here. You know, one of the people that I follow here on YouTube, what's her name? Becca Hilburn. She is a comic book artist. She talks about optical brighteners. I definitely see that here. Definitely. But let me go ahead and clean up my jar, my brush, and we'll just we'll go ahead and do the peel reveal. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of blending here because I didn't purchase any of the convenience greens that I saw. So let's just go ahead and mix some of the yellow ochre with the ultramarine. We'll get a nice little earthy green mixture there. Again, just to see. Add a bit more of the blue. I don't see myself using these colors at all, so yeah. Okay, and I'm swatching on the back of some Beihong professional grade rough cold press watercolor paper, so continuing to use high quality paper for these swatches. That was just horrible. That was absolutely horrible. I mean, then again, yellow ochre isn't the best yellow to blend for bright, vivid greens, is it? So let's go ahead and bring in some gamboge with some of that intense blue. Ooh, very pretty. Very pretty. Here we go. bit heavier on the gamboge. There we go. Good 50-50 right here. And I do this often where I don't purchase purples or greens. I just purchase a good amount of yellows and blues and reds and blues to mix my own. I don't know, I just like it that way. Nice, soft. Well, this is pretty. They're super, super abnormally thick and sticky too. Really weird. But this is a nice take on a kind of permanent green, I think, right? This is about 50-50. This is the lemon yellow, and what is this? The cerulean blue. And then we can add a bit more blue. This pretty green right here is one of my go-to greens lately. So yeah, we have those, and let's just mix this super bright opera rose with the indigo. The paint itself is just really weird. I don't recommend these paints at all, you guys. At all. They will definitely be passed on to my son's teacher. Just continuing to see what I can do here. Yeah. And let's see here, the permanent rose with that other emerald blue color. Very pretty. Very familiar with these blends because they almost look like the Grumbacher blends. But even the Grumbacher Academy watercolors do not behave this way, so whatever they're doing, the Hobby Lobby brand watercolors, they're not it. Even these new ones. The packaging, I guess, caught my eye. It's all good. Let me go ahead and do the pure reveal with you guys. So yeah, I'll be right back. Okay guys, so everything is nice and dry. Don't know if I mentioned, this is the Dollar Tree brand painter's tape, and I just use my paper trimmer to trim things down. So I think you guys can see how dull, and yeah, I mean, the swatching itself, it's great because I love seeing the white border around the colors, but the colors themselves are just, they're not good at all. I could think of several other beginner-friendly watercolor sets that you can pick up for the same price, more or less, you know, the Meliang. I could, you know, there's other beginner-friendly watercolors. These are just, I mean, look at that burnt umber and Van Dyke brown. I do like the blues though, I will admit. I like that cerulean blue hue. I do like the intense blue mixture, that PB15 and PV23 mixture, and I also like that one there as well. Pass. Oh, what a disappointment. One of my, sorry guys, it's my neighbor, can't really do much about that, but what a disappointment. I mean, even the Cotman version of Indian Red and Light Red is just so much better. But yeah, you know, again, curious, it is what it is. I went ahead and spent the money. It was under $30 though, so at least it wasn't that bad, and they'll be passed on to a greater, more better cause, and the kids can have at them, and even the teachers can have fun. So, and this is what the mixes look like. The colors themselves are pretty. And oh, the other mixes. This is the Grumbacher colors. Let's see, all the way up to right here. From here on down are the mixes I came up with, the colors I have. But these are all the colors. This is on the Michaels brand Artist Loft cotton watercolor paper. This is on Beohong Academy. So I would dare say this is better quality, you know, to more people. But this Michaels brand is really good. Yep, these are the Grumbacher Academy colors. Impressive, I think. Very impressive. And you can use both sides of this paper. And then, I know you can't compare Van Gogh because a lot of people consider Van Gogh, which is the student grade version of the Rembrandts, right? I know you can't compare, but people say they're student grade. I don't think they are, but obviously you can't even compare. This is on the Dig Blick paper. Lord have mercy. And then last but not least, oh Lord, this is the Cotman colors, and I apologize, I did not do a video on these, but you can see the Cotman tube watercolors are absolutely wonderful. They behave wonderful. I just never did end up finishing the video. It got a little too tedious for me. I didn't end up mixing more colors. Just, it was overwhelming. But let's see, it ends, yep, right here. And then here on down, I do all my own blending. You can clearly see even the Cotman watercolor tubes. Not even, yeah. So there you guys have it. My take on this. Of course, everyone has their own opinions, excuse me, so you know, but this is just yeah, this is the new, they're not new, this is the same stuff, just in smaller, cuter tubes. That's all it is. Thank you if you watched, and okay, I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.